what CPA have tried to do is to actually put an embedded psychologist into schools, in all the schools that we work with. So rather than a local authority psychologist, for example, popping in as and when they can through the term, our psychologists are actually in at least sort of bi-weekly in order to provide psychology from the ground upwards really, and embed that member of staff within the staff team of the school. Developing an understanding of the school from the psychologist's perspective that they're only able to have from the ground upwards, that then means they can give advice to the senior leadership team about the sorts of approaches that would be appropriate, the sort of training that's needed, linking in with the school development plans. Children become very used to having the psychologist around, they feel secure with that psychologist. Parents too, particularly when you've got hard to engage parents, actually if you've got a psychologist who's known as a member of staff in the school, then it encourages them to come in and talk. Usually during a pilot programme there will be some individual casework that goes on, and that's either with an individual child and their class teacher and family, or it might be broader than that into the class group itself. We run quite a few bits of group work with pupils in schools as well. That might be around cognitive behavioural therapy sort of work, raising self-esteem, that type of thing. The training that's involved with the schools is completely bespoke according to the needs of the school, and again that could be on a whole staff level, it could be individual key stages, or indeed groups of staff as was needed. So according to the piece of work itself, the psychologists and the members of staff from the school decide at the beginning what measures they're going to use. So for a piece of work that, say, was for a child with emotional behavioural difficulties, they might use something like the Strengths and Difficulties questionnaire, the Beck inventory. What will also be used is data sets within the school as well, so there might be academic performance or other measures that they use. It's particularly important for us to liaise with psychologists, of course, not only when we're doing similar work with perhaps a family or a child, but also just generally to share practice. The psychologists themselves start to share ideas, they start to share training, we've got some peer supervision going on between the psychologists as well. And then on top of that, sort of the extra layer, I suppose, organisationally, is that on a termly basis, the psychologists come together with the members of staff in the school, other agencies, and sort of plan work that they're expecting to do that term, so that people are aware of who's doing what, and there's know how to liaise with one another really, and where the crossover lies. At a more strategic level, then us as a company are going in and meeting with the principal psychologists in all the local authorities in which we work, and being very transparent about what work we're doing, which clients we're working with. So it means that from a strategic level as well, everybody's aware of what everyone else is doing, and we can have that sort of ongoing collaboration really between us.